4057 and 0960-747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts, for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening with the news at 18:30. My name is Judith Mwape. The headlines. Iolanda 1 treatment plant to resume operations on 22nd October 2023. Criminals raid Lukulu Hospital mortuary, steal assorted equipment. Egypt funnels Gaza aid through Sinai Airport. And now the news in detail. Water Development and Sanitation Minister Mike Mposha has announced that Iolanda 1 treatment plant is scheduled to resume operations on 22nd October 2023. Mr. Mposha disclosed that the repair works were concluded on 29th September 2023 and that the works were undertaken in 11 days against the initial planned period of 20 days. Giving a ministerial statement on the status of the water situation in the nation in Parliament today, Mr. Mposha disclosed completed works, besides replacing the leaking pipe bend, included the casting of concrete support block, which has been allowed to cure for 21 days to attain adequate strength to support the pipe effective 30th September. Mr. Mposha says the 21 days curing period for the block commenced on 30th September 2023 and will end on 20th October 2023. The minister indicated that he is fully aware of the water supply challenges people in the city of Lusaka are facing because of the shutdown of the Iolanda 1 water plant treatment.
I wish to report that the Iolanda 1 water treatment plant is scheduled to resume operations on 22nd October 2023. Madam Speaker, I wish to repeat, in view of the above, I wish to report that the Iolanda 1 treatment plant is scheduled to resume full operation on 22nd October 2023. This will be exactly 34 days from the time the works were started.
On the 18th September 2023, the Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company announced the shutting down of the plant to facilitate repair works on the leakage pipeline. Suspected criminals have broken into Lukulu District Hospital mortuary and stolen assorted equipment, including chemicals used for embalming. This occurred on 10th October 2023 between 20 hours and 22 hours in Lukulu district of Western Province. Confirming the development, Deputy Police Public Relations Officer Danny Mwale says initial investigations have revealed that while the hospital security guard and two hospital staff were taking the body to the mortuary around 22:30 hours, they discovered that the mortuary door was open and tampered with. Mr. Mwale said upon inspection, they noticed that some clinical equipment, which included chemicals used for embalming and surgical gloves, were missing. He said police were alerted and rushed to the scene, where they observed that the locking system was damaged, adding that the values of the stolen items is yet to be established. He says investigations have since been instituted into the matter.
Police initial investigations revealed that while the hospital security guard and two hospital staff were taking the body to the mortuary around 22:30 hours, they discovered that the mortuary door was open and tampered with. Upon inspection, they noticed that some clinical equipment, which included chemicals used for embalming and surgical gloves, were missing. Police were alerted and rushed to the scene, where they observed that the locking system was damaged. The value of the stolen items is yet to be established.
In another development, a suspect identified as Jonathan Nyakulenga has committed suicide in police custody where he was detained. The 22-year-old man of Manyama area in Kalumbila district of Northwestern Province is alleged to have committed suicide by hanging himself on the window security bar using his shirt yesterday between 02 hours and 05 hours. Deputy Police Public Relations Officer Danny Mwale says the suspect, who was a worker at one of the guest houses in Kalumbila, is alleged to have stolen some beddings and clothes belonging to the same guest house. Mr. Mwale says police investigated the matter and discovered that the stolen items were all valued at 1,590 kwacha. Mr. Mwale says the suspect was arrested and charged with the offense of theft by servant on 10th October 2023, and he was alone in police custody at the time of detention. He says the body was deposited in Solwezi General Hospital mortuary awaiting postmortem.
He was arrested and charged with the offense of theft by servant on October 10, 2023. The suspect was alone in police custody at the time of detention. The body was deposited in Solwezi General Hospital mortuary awaiting postmortem. An angry mob from Manyama trading area marched to Kikaunda police post where the suspect was detained, but quick response by police officers prevented the situation from escalating. We are urging members of the public in Manyama to be calm and to cooperate with police officers in the area as investigations to establish the actual cause of death are underway.
Tourism Minister Rodney Sekumba has called on honorary wildlife police officers to show their presence and relevance to the wildlife conservation efforts in the tourism sector. Speaking in a meeting with the coordinators of Lusaka, Southern and Northwestern region at his office, Mr. Sekumba called on officers to be conducting regular patrols to register their existence. The minister says officers that fail to be equal to the task risk being deregistered from the Gazette in 2024. The minister said with regular patrol in wildlife conflict areas, it will be helpful for the officers to monitor the movement of certain wildlife species that cause havoc in communities even before the animals invade these communities. He said the Department of National Parks will soon be developing short code or hotline for communities to call when hit by a human-wildlife conflict.
Those ones who obviously will be recommended by yourselves to say, look, this one we don't even know him, he's never given us a report or anything, then we Gazette. Again, we announce this one, Ashish Patel is no longer honorary of the police officer. It's all about man hours. The operation going on in Livingston today, Livingston is quiet. I took my own team from here. And it's all about getting in touch with people. The moment they start seeing yourselves, not that when there's human wildlife conflict, that's when you move in. Just normal patrols. You're going in there, what's going on here? Okay, fine, have you seen this thing? Or because you've noticed some of these animals are collared, because you've noticed that a collared herd of elephants has now started moving close.
And Honorary Wildlife Police Officers Lusaka Region Coordinator Ashish Patel said it needs to have a clear reporting structure for the officers.
Show the card at the gate, they go into national parks with all their friends for free because they HWPOs. It's abusive office. They go hunting. We've had it. I caught people in around Ngoma. They went hunting, they killed a sable, loaded it on the vehicle. All four of them were HWPOs. They said, no, we found it, the poacher had shot it.
In its quest to contribute towards the comfort and the well-being of the young patients at the University Teaching Hospital, Hilton Garden Inn Hotel has donated 110 blankets and 110 linen to the Children's Hospital. Speaking during the handover ceremony of the donation today, Hotel General Manager Kuzai Neweyembwa says their gesture is meant to appreciate and acknowledge the incredible work done by caregivers at the hospital. He says the donation is also part of the Hilton's Travel with Purpose Week, which is dedicated to giving back to the community. Travel with Purpose is Hilton's environmental, social, and governance strategy to drive responsible travel and tourism globally.
It's our second project that we've done with UTH. Last year we did UTH Cancer Hospital. We did a donation to the Cancer Hospital, and we've seen the impact that had. And so this year we're donating to the Children's Hospital. So we have what we call Travel with Purpose. So Travel with Purpose is something from Hilton. It's our ESG initiative where we give back into the community, develop our community, not just through donations, but also through supply chain. So there's a number of different activities that you'll see us do across. And what Travel with Purpose really means is, in our hospitality, it's all about travel. That's what people do when you come to our hotels, because you've traveled. So we're saying your travel must be with a purpose. And we put that purpose through our activities within the community.
Speaking after receiving the donation, Hospital Acting Senior Medical Superintendent Matthews Manoj said that the donation means a lot to the patients and the organization does not take it for granted. Dr. Manoj has reaffirmed the hospital's commitment to providing the best care to the patients at the hospital.
This particular visit from our colleagues from Hilton means a lot to us. We don't take it for granted, especially that some of the support that has been provided for this particular visit. It's the individuals that work in the institution that have made that clarion call, say what can we do as individuals versus the institution itself. So that's quite touching. And for us here, it means a lot to our patients, but also means a lot to our staff. As you may be aware, the hospital runs 24/7. Our staff are passionate about the care of the patient. And one thing about caring for children is that there's a grandmother, there's a grandfather, it's a whole family. We care for families, not just the patient, the child. That child has parents, grandparents, so it can be quite emotionally involving. So when we have corporates, entities, individuals, however small or big it is, it means a lot to our staff.
Another story is trending this evening. Center for International Forestry Research and the International Center for Research in Agroforestry senior scientist Red Harrison has revealed that some carbon traders are not transparent in their dealings with governments. The Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry has applauded President Hakainde Hichilema for instructing the Ministry of Energy's Permanent Secretary, Peter Mumba, to conduct a comprehensive review of the monthly fuel pump pricing system. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, CCPC, has from January to September 2023 investigated and resolved 1,150 unfair trading cases across the length and breadth of the country. Commission Executive Director Brian Lingela says the cases handled, the Commission recovered for consumer 2,859,552 kwacha, 53 ngwe in refunds. Mr. Lingela says the Commission further recovered goods and services worth 1,447,013 kwacha, 6 ngwe in products replacements, repairs, or performance of unsatisfactory services. He says during the same period, the Commission investigated 1,743 unfair trading cases. Mr. Lingela says the Commission is, however, concerned with the continued high number of complaints received from members of the public, which signifies poor customer service delivery in the country.
This essentially signifies poor customer service delivery in the country. Now, these complaints were received mainly from the retail, financial, and ICT sectors. In the retail sector particularly, the Commission handled complaints relating to businesses failing to supply goods that are bought on a hire purchase by consumers and the supply of defective goods. These are mostly mobile phones and television sets.
And now in foreign news, Egypt says it is directing international aid flights for Gaza through an airport in northern Sinai. The North African nation is a key mediator between Israel and the Palestinians. Cairo has asked Israel to avoid targeting the Rafah crossing from Egypt into Gaza, which was bombed several times earlier this week. Here's a rundown from the BBC.
Egypt, a key mediator between Israel and the Palestinians, says it's directing international aid flights for Gaza through an airport in northern Sinai. Cairo has asked Israel to avoid targeting Egypt's Rafah crossing into the enclave. Syrian state media say Israel has attacked the airports at Damascus and Aleppo with missiles, putting them out of action. The reported airstrikes come a day before the Iranian foreign minister was expected to visit Syria. Both countries are avowed enemies of Israel, and Iran has long backed Hamas. Chancellor Scholz has promised to crack down on German groups which support Hamas. Germany, Mr. Scholz said, had a particular responsibility towards Israel because of the Holocaust. The number of births in China has hit a new record low, falling 10% last year. Just over 9.5 million births were registered. The government has been trying to encourage people to have children, fearing a demographic time bomb created by the now jettisoned one-child policy. China's population fell last year to 1.4 billion people.
And finally, in sports news, the draws for the Africa Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 will take place today at the Parc des Expositions in Abidjan at 21 hours, with the 24 qualified teams awaiting their groups. Avram Grant Chipolopolo are in Pot 3, where they are lumped with Cape Verde, South Africa, Mauritania, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Conakry. Zambia cannot be paired with the teams they are placed in the same pot. Hosts Ivory Coast is expectedly in Pot 1 alongside defending champions Senegal, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, and Egypt. And now the weather report brought to you by Class Econ.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Western, Southern, Northwestern, Central, Copperbelt, Muchinga, Northern and Wapula provinces, including the western parts of Lusaka, Central and Southern provinces, will be slightly windy and mild with few clouds. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that item brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Islander 1 treatment plant to resume operations on 22nd October 2023. Criminals raid Lukulu Hospital mortuary, steal assorted equipment. Egypt funnels Gaza aid through Sinai Airport. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. It is unfortunate, however, that we will be going off air immediately to facilitate maintenance works.